I am Ramya and I am from Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. I have completed my MBA in HR and marketing in Acharya Bangalore B School. ACCO has given me an opportunity to choose talent acquisition or to choose a new career in HR that is into operations. For me, creating culture is like something that we have to build on consciously every day. For me, keeping a human in HR in tech-driven environment is like staying connected to people beyond the data and the process. So the curiosity and experiment on new things that they are taking up is something that really matters for them.
Hi, I welcome you to Changemakers by VBS podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in today.
Hi Nita, I'm really happy and excited to join this call as well. So I'll just quickly give you a brief intro about myself and then we can get started. So myself, I am Ramya and I am from Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. I have completed my MBA in HR and marketing in Acharya Bangalore B School. So it's been like almost 10 years, I would say, that I've completed my MBA. And post which I've joined ICICI Securities as a sales executive because I've done my MBA in marketing as well. And this was via campus placement that I've got into. So once I've moved in there, very soon I've realized that, okay, this is not something that I want to do. My interest is still there in HR, but due to the campus placements, we have to step into whatever we get, right? So just to get some experience. But soon I realized it and I've started searching for HR opportunities outside the market. That's outside of the entire campus kind of environment. It's like you're just going into the world and you're searching for it. So that's where I have got an opportunity with a consultancy to start my career in HR, that in talent acquisition side. So I was there for a year. I was working for different clients in tech side, mainly. So that is for tech product engineers that I was working for. Wherein after a year, I thought, let me just move to an organization which can help me in my career. And that's where I have chosen ACCO as one of my destination to start my actual journey. And ACCO has given me that opportunity to that I can choose talent acquisition or to choose a new career in HR that is into operations or whatever it is, because it's a startup. So we have ample of opportunities. That's when I've taken this opportunity that let me try a new field, not just the talent acquisition, because I'm there for 1 year. I want to have that 360-degree view in my career going forward. So to start with, I thought when I have that opportunity, why not I take something new, and I've taken the HR operations piece. That's where I was handling entire end-to-end employee life cycle for the last 5 years at ACCO. And recently, from April, I've got an opportunity by God's grace to move to business partnering, which is again another wing of HR. That's something that really excited me, wherein it's because that is something that I'm passionate about. Once I get a complete knowledge and complete handhold of being a HR person, I want to go into HR business partnering also, because that's where you have a lot of people connect directly and you can actually speak to them, understand their views, what they need exactly, what is something that we can do to make an employee satisfied in the organization. And also, not only that, to understand the business completely.
So that is kind of an intersection. It's kind of an intersection between marketing and human resource.
True. So that really excited me, and that's what I was passionate about. And ACCO has saw that in me in the last 5 years, and it's like they have given me this new opportunity, which I thought it's good for me now to move to that. Right now, I'm enjoying talking to people. I'm understanding the business. I'm trying to do some engagement activities for the employees, wherein I'm finding it a lot of interesting because every now and then it's a very good learning for me. And apart from that, right now my focus area is like how to take a strategic initiatives now and to build projects which are like meaningful for the people. So that's where I'm focusing on right now in this particular field, BP.
Right. So, what has been your biggest learning in creating culture for a fast moving startup? I would say, like similar to Apple.
See, for me, creating culture is like something that we have to build on consciously every day. So it's not just something that is going through with the policies, but it has to be having with the consistent actions and also the communication. So in the fast-growing environment, right, everything gets changed. In the fast-growing culture in the startups, everything gets changed now and then very fast, very rapidly, like the structure, priorities, the teams, everything gets changed very rapidly. But what is something that is required to be consistent is that the adaptability and the intent of what we have to do for the employees. So that is something that is really important. And something that I've learned is that to in this journey of being a business partner from the last 9 months is that I want to give that people to do something, to speak something, to have that open conversation with the business partner, to see that they have that free of speech to the HRs, wherein they can actually don't lose that sense of belonging or the trustworthiness in the culture that we are building in, right? So that is something that I'm looking for, and that's something that I'm building also in my teams. And it's just not about having culture as an agenda in HR. It's just about that every leader and the team member has to contribute to it, collaboratively work towards it, and they have to have trust on one another. And that's when the culture will be consistent across the organization for the longer term. So that's what I believe in, definitely.
Yeah. It's not a one day job, it's a continuous work, continuous effort that needs to be put in.
True.
So, yes, now my favorite question: how do you keep human in HR in such a tech driven company?
Got it. I really love this question. For me, keeping a human in HR in this kind of a tech-driven environment is like staying connected to people beyond the data and the process. So, of course, we are there in this tech-driven environment, but some things like empathy or people connection, these are some things that cannot be replaceable, I feel. Because I make it a point that I interact with the employees, not just in a formal check-ins that I do, but also informally to see what they're feeling and what they really want, where they're lacking, where they really feel that this is something that I need in my company. And that's how we have built that culture very strong in ACO, that we have that freedom of speech to any leader, to any manager. So that's, that personal connect is something that cannot be replaceable in, even though you're a tech environment, tech company, all of that is something that is really required for an employee to have the conversations with the people. For us also to have the conversations with the employee to see what they exactly need. That is something that is really important. And it's also, for me, it's bringing like an efficiency in the employee, like just that through the technology, we can just, technology and emotional intelligence will be there, wherein we can take some inputs like, how the attrition is happening, what is the attrition trend, all of that. But having said that, with that data, we can actually use in to, we can actually, which will be helpful for us to have the conversations with the people and make employee experience better. So it's, not everything can be tech, right? We can just take the inputs on the tech side, whatever is required, and we can have the conversations with people. We can see how we can give that employee experience better to the people. So that is where I feel that, having that human sense of HR is required, just not the tech that is only that will be mattered.
Right. So, what is the one initiative that made you feel proud to be the part of ACO team?
I would say for me, there are many initiatives. I would say, I don't deny saying this. I feel really proud to be an ACO. In ACO, we call ACOers, basically. So I am really proud to be an ACOer because the way that we initiate so many things for employees is that something that we keep in mind is how to make employee engaged, how to give that satisfaction level to the employee, and uh, how to make them happy throughout the journey with ACO. So that is something we keep in mind. And having said that, there are a lot of initiatives that we have done, which are going on every year and year. That's like something like Acnovation that we do, wherein employees have that freedom to come up with some idea, and we will allocate some tech product teams, because I'm not a tech person, right? So I have some idea in me which can be helpful for the company. So I am free to give that idea, and if that idea will be validated, if it's good to go, we will give some tech people, we'll give some product people, design team together to work on that idea and to get presented in the leadership. So the external people comes and they validate it. So that's something that, which means that you're giving that option to employees to share the ideas in a larger platform, just not in the small meetings. And we also do hackathons every now and then. We do town halls every now and then, and we do social hours, so that it's just not about work. People, we want people to have that informal connects with new people. So we do. I mean, our games evenings we will do it. And we also, and we have started from the last 3 years, ACO Premier League, which is a cricket tournament. And it's just not a cricket tournament, I would say. It's like more than that. It's like a bonding with the new people, understanding the new people around, because it's all over the ACO across all the cities. So, and also we make a point that we are making people to have, I mean, wherein that diversity should come in place. That also is something that we give an importance to. So we make women actors also to be a part of that game. We want leaders also to be a part of that game, and we want all the junior folks or interns to be a part of that game, so that people will get to know each other, and there'll be a lot of collaboration that will happen, a lot of new ideas, a lot of new friendships will come out of it, right? So that is something that we build on, just not the game. So I mean, for me, recently I have also done the Gratitude Corner, which is like appreciation for the peers in the real time. So that is like one of the biggest success for me, I would say, because I, as an HR business partner, I've initiated this. I've driven all of this, wherein on the floor, it has built a lot of positivity among the employees, that they are receiving something from their peers, some beautiful cards on different aspects, like they're taking ownership, valuable leadership, valuable mentoring, all of these different aspects. They are receiving some cards which they can view daily. So that will make some things positive, and they'll get confidence in them every day when they're looking at it, right? So these are some things that we do. Just like these are all not might be the bigger things, but small things. I've learned through this journey that small things are also enough to make them happy in the workplace. That is something that is really required, I feel.
Yeah, right. So you have grown from HR manager to senior HR business partner. So what helped you accelerate your career growth?
So for me, it's a very big journey so far. I mean, I've been as an HR executive, then HR operations partner, then the HR operations manager, and now HR BP. So for me, the one thing that made me, I mean, grow in this journey is that the learning mindset that I have. And along with that, I would say that the curiosity to learn everything, not just the HR process, but to understand business, what exactly people want, what is really, what can we do as an HR in the company, what can add value, is something that kind of a curiosity, that kind of thought process, I would say, made me to step up faster in my career. So, I mean, curiosity is something I would say, and the learning mindset, and also the ownership that I take in the role that I have. Though, of course, ACO has given me a lot of opportunity to take the ownership, because it's a startup, right? We have a lot of opportunities that we can take, and we can work on it. So some things that has been given to me, I have utilized it properly, And that's where I think I am there in that journey in a faster pace. Though, of course, the valuable mentoring, the guidance that I've got it from my senior leaders. It's really commendable, and that is really required when you are there within a company for a longer time. You should also get that mentoring, right? You should not feel that you're saturated somewhere at some of point.
Yeah.
So you should have that mentoring. You should have some good leaders, good mentors to guide you throughout your journey. Even in my HR business partner journey, so I have a very good HR business partner who is a senior director who's really giving that good insights for me on how to grow myself in the system. So that is something that is really making me to just think beyond the box, out of the box, and then work towards with the people, like how to think, how to connect with the people, how to understand the business. All of these ideas is something that I'm getting. Is from a valuable mentoring that I'm getting. I've got in all this while. So that is where I feel that it's really required for us to have some valuable mentor and some guide in place, and also some things like passion or the empathy in connecting with people is something that should come within. It can't be from. I mean, definitely mentoring will be to some extent, but from us also we should have that empathy, and we should be very passionate about people. Only then it will be possible for us to just fast track in the growth, and just not just about you knowing what to do, what is this process, what is that process. That is not something that you can learn for. You have to have the passion in your mind to move back.
It is all about keeping that collaborative approach.
Correct.
alive.
Yeah.
So, how do you think that MBA graduates can prepare themselves for the evolving HR profession, especially in today's like AI-driven world?
So for me, right, they can. I mean, it's like both technology and human sense both should be there in my view.
Yeah.
While when it comes to the tech driven side, ideally they should have. They should be very comfortable with the data analytics part, the analytics side of it, HR analytics that they need to do. They should be very good in automation. They should be very good in HR tech tools. Like, for example, I would say the ATS portals that we have is Kula and also Darwinworks, the HRMS portal, which most of the people are using, most of the companies are using. So they should be very good in terms of these. Understanding these, learning all of these kind of tools, which will be a very bigger. Which will add a very big advantage for them in growing their career in AI, and also along with that, having that human side of it, like empathy and having that passion of connecting with people, understanding what they need. This is something that also is required. So the curiosity and experiment on new things that they are taking up is something that really matters for them. That will make them, go and stand out in the market in this kind of a fast-paced AI driven world that is kind of emerging right now. So that is something that is really, really important for the new MBA grads who are coming in. Otherwise, they can't be. They can't be. They can't be special in the market, definitely. So they'll be like, they'll be standing somewhere in the moonlight. So that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping a pace with new technologies, especially artificial intelligence, is always necessary. But at the same time, human resource is all about human. So keeping that empathy, that is irreplaceable, right? Like how much the technology will grow, but nobody can take out that human from human resource.
Yeah,
so that has to be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's really important for employee, to have that personal connect, right? Because employee always, like, we as a humans, we can't just completely rely on tech, right? We want people to talk to. We want people to share our views too, right? So that is really required, though we have all of this. But the only thing is we have to make utilize of these tech resources that we have, the AI resource. We can use it in a proper manner, so that it's easy for us and we can focus on more areas where it is required than spending our time, lot of time in the operational work. We can spend our time strategically for the employees.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what would be your advice to the students of ABPS who would like to start a career in resource?
So for me, the advice that I can give for all the students out there for who are planning for their career in HR, they should be very passionate about their job, their work, and they should try taking new challenges, and they should be always ready to take up something that I mean, even if they have something that they need to experiment on, they should not deny it. So some things like this will make them really move towards in their career. And first thing is, in order to start their career in HR, first they should understand what in HR they like it. HR people might be knowing that HR is HR, that's it. Onboarding, offboardings, max, that is it that they know, and or the labor laws or the policies. It's just not about that. They need to know what stream they're liking in HR. They can have the study of different streams like the operations or the talent acquisition, business partnership, and then learning and development, performance management. So they can do their rigorous study of these functions, wherein they will understand what exactly they're liking it, which area they're liking. For me, when I've started my career, it's talent acquisition that I've got into. But then very soon after a year, when I've got an opportunity, I thought operations is the best thing because I can learn a lot. The back end work, I can do everything. Like, let me just understand the compliance as part of it. HR compliances for that matter, and understand how to have that vendor management, how to do the vendor management, how to onboard a person, how to offboard a person, what are the scenarios that we get when we are doing this entire process of life cycle for an employee. And that's when I'm doing all of this in my 5-year journey, I have learned that, okay, now I'm ready to move to the next level, which I can choose the business partnering, because I have got the complete context of the company, complete context of the HR ops process. So let me just move to the new wing. So that's the idea should come within what you need to do. That focus should be there. Only then you can do it. And also the thing is that nowadays learning is the constant thing that we need to do. Like without learning of anything, like if you want to just do this kind of work, that's it. You'll not grow in your life. There will be no learning at all. So that is something that is required. That zeal is something that is required in order to do something in their life. So I would, probably say that you have to take some challenges. You have to take stretch. You have to stretch the assignments that you are taking. Only then you'll be like really up in the game.
Right. All right. It was really an insightful conversation, and thank you so much for joining us in today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me also today. And really excited. I think at least some of the people's careers will get changed. Some of their ideas will get changed, I feel, because of the journey that I've gone through, the journey I've shared so far. This is really fun talking to you as well. So I have really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.